Well, I made the decision today to take some profits off the table on my H bar, and I did. Um, I was up like $498, and I took 400 of it, and I left the 98 on the table. I still have like 50,000 H bar left. It's still trending up, so I figured, as opposed to selling it all off, right, and then coming back lower, well, I didn't think it was a very good idea, and here's why. Because I have been dollar cost averaging ever since it was down in 3 cent range. And my dollar cost average was at 4.96. So for me to sell off and expect to come back in at that range when it's trending upward, I decided it's probably just a good idea to take $400 off the table and then, leave the rest in. My Algorand, a little bit different story. See, when I first got into Algorand, it was in about a matter of, I want to say less than a month. I was already up like $698. And I never took a single profit of it. And then what happened? It went down, it went down, it went down. Till finally there was only like $50 of profit left. So I went ahead and I took it. This is back in like November. And Algorand at that time was like 31 cents or something. I had spent from then up until now dollar cost averaging in. And I finally got my DCA to 24 cents, right? Algorand recently went up to 24 cents and it showed that I was in the positive. I was up another $400 or $500 again. I didn't take any profits this time. Now I wake up this morning and I see Algorand at 21 cents. So you see what I should have done there? I know hindsight's always 20/20, right? And I had no idea that it would drop from 24 cents as low as 21 cents. I'm sure a lot of other people did, but yeah. So that would have been a pretty good indication, had I known, to dump all my Algorand at the 24 cent mark with my profits and then come back in at the now 21 cent range. So now what do I have to do? Now I have to throw more money at it to dollar cost average again. But I'm kind of looking at it like this. This is one of those coins that I really truly see going up in the future in the next bull run. Because honestly, if you look at the history of it, man, it's paid out really well, very consistently throughout every bull run and even a few times in the bear markets, such as right now. So eventually we're going to come up on a bull run. Don't know where it's going to go from here. But I'm looking at it like this. The more I can dollar cost average in right now, like if I take my $400 profit that I made off my H bar and put that into my Algorand, that's going to give me more coins, lowering my dollar cost average for the next time that it goes up. I'm going to be profiting. Like I said, man, I'm still learning this stuff. And what's irritating is that, I approached my paid financial advisor to advise me, not on the fact that it's a cryptocurrency, not on the fact of anything of the like, just based on what the charts are saying. He wouldn't have anything to do with it. According to him, quote, "This is not something that I'm in the legal capacity to advise you on, nor am I even familiar on it enough to advise you in an unprofessional paid capacity, or even unpaid." So there's why you see all these gurus on YouTube and social media that are making bank hand over fist to be a non-advisor but /advisor because they're being paid. Funny thing is, there's really no official financial advisor that I know of that can be bound legally to advise. Very, whether it be good advice or bad advice. So these guys that are, charging $200 or on up for these courses are making the bank. And just like some of these cryptos out there, man, that everybody's pumping, and that's all that it takes for a cryptocurrency to go up. Sorry about the cat. I can't go anywhere in this house without a cat. I guess the point of this video is to just take profits when you have enough profits to justify taking them, Like in the case of myself, I'm not taking the money and just spending it. I'm going to take that $400 profit off of my H bar, and I'm going to dollar cost average in on my algo. Look, man, I'm not advising. I'm just sharing with you what I've been doing, as somebody that's still learning this market and its volatility. It's not like the precious metals, man, when you can pretty much spend an hour in a day to know where it's going to end up at the end of the day and where it's not going to end up at the end of the day. It's pretty tight margin with the metals market. You really can't lose much. But with this stuff, man, it's very bipolar and schizophrenic. So now's a good time to learn, once again, how this market works while it's still kind of bearish, because from what I've noticed in the past charts of the history in any one of these assets, it's volatile on the daily, heck, on the hourly. One that I most recently got in is called XCN, or Chain. I got in on that at just over 1 penny. I threw $500 at it, and it gave me, just a shit ton of coins. But see, this is one of those ones, man, where all it's got to do is go up 1 cent, right? And I've doubled my money. For me, something like that isn't a long-term hold. Unlike my Algorand and my H-bar and XLM. Like, I see the all-time high on the XCN, or Chain token, of, 18 cents? Could you imagine throwing just $500 down at under a cent? And then a few months later, it hits 18 cents? Goodness and gracious. I'm not banking on anything like this to happen again. But when you're looking for an asset to get into, look at its history. How much money it's made people, and over how much time it's done it, the consistency, the resume. Those are the ones that I have chosen to get into, irregardless to what it is, Ethereum based or, this new green based, eco-friendly. I'm not advising anyone on anything. Again, I'm just sharing what I'm doing and the experiences that I've had, things that are kind of clicking with me that I'm learning. But once again, now's the best time to learn this stuff, the ins and outs, what things are going to cost you, gas fees as a result of using Ethereum, networks to be in, networks not to be in, things of that nature, where the money's at. How long on average are your funds going to be tied up before you start to see the profits? Also, there's a lot of tokens out there, man, that you can buy, sure. But can you trade them anywhere? Like, for instance, I used to have XDC. I had like, I don't know, it wasn't much. It was like 80,000 XDC. They were really cheap, so that's why I had that many. But you could only buy it on Uphold. So that's another thing. You got to justify how many exchanges you want to be tied to. You know what I mean? I'm tied to 3 right now: Robinhood, Uphold, and Coinbase. And I try to keep everything that I have on Coinbase. I pay like $30 a month for the Coinbase One membership. And so what that does is that eliminates all my fees when I buy and sell. And as much as I buy and sell and do swaps on Coinbase, I save way more than $30 a month. So I'm actually saving money by spending that $30 a month. That's what I'm just trying to say. A lot of other exchanges don't offer that. And no, I'm not pumping Coinbase or Uphold. I'm just saying. You know as well as I don't have any skin in the game. I don't monetize. So, anyways, I guess all I was trying to say before I went off on this little rant that I didn't need to for the last 10 minutes is that there's 3 things I've come across. You can take profits and leave a little bit of profit on the table and still retain the rest of your tokens. Or you can sell everything and take your profits, buy back in at lower prices, or not do anything, wait for it to fall, and then have to dollar cost average in, trying to get your, initial expense lower, thus giving you also more tokens in hopes that the market's going to go up. So basically, if you're going to do that, well, that's really should only be on a token that you're going to hold for long term. I mean, that makes sense. I sure hope it did. Made sense inside my head. Anyways, man, this next bull market should be interesting. It's going to be my first one in the crypto space. And if it's going to be your first one too, then I do truly wish you well in it. I hope that you make some serious gains and change your life a little bit, either in the short term or the long term. Till next time, my friends. See ya.